Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're actually going to be discussing 3 features that I think were missing from the Batman Arkham series as a whole, that I think would have been very cool. I understand these aren't like things that are massively necessary or that needed to be in the game. These are just things that I think would have made the experience a lot cooler. So, number 3, and this isn't number 3 because it's the least important to me, but is actually the ability to change the color and lighting on weapons or gadgets. So in the Telltale games, I believe you can actually change like the color of your grappling hook. You can have it as purple, like orange, red, blue, something like that. And in this game, I'm pretty sure it's always orange. Now, I think it'd be cool if we could change, the lights on his weapons. Like you have a little light on the Batarang, you could change that to, be purple or something like that, or make your bat claw red, something like that. I know it doesn't matter that much because you can't really see the weapons that much especially when you're fighting, but I think that would have just been a little cool addition, if that makes sense. Alright, so now at number 2 is the ability to fly the bat plane. Now, the bat plane technically was in Arkham Origins. We couldn't fly it, and I don't know, from what I remember, it didn't actually look like a bat. I might be wrong on that. I might actually have to check. But again, we as the player don't actually get to use it, and in Arkham Knight, they focus solely on the Batmobile. So in the series, we actually never got to fly it. Now, of course, you could argue that grappling and, of course, like being able to dive bomb and the grapnel boost makes it so that we don't actually need to have the bat plane. But I feel like that would have been a very efficient way to get around because, of course, it's just very... It can still be boring, gliding around the whole city. It can still take you at least maybe 2 minutes, which I know it doesn't sound like that much, but when you're trying to get to a mission, especially because some of them have a timer on them, it can be a bit annoying. And if you had the bat plane, then that wouldn't really be an issue. Alright, and now the last thing, and this is one I'm very, very surprised that they actually never put into the game, and that is actually the ability to play as all the other playable characters just in the world. So of course, it makes sense that you can't play as someone like the Arkham Knight during the story. That makes perfect sense. But once you finish the game and you have no more story left to do, I'm not sure why you can't hop into the world as, Robin or Batgirl or any of the other playable characters and, drive a Batmobile or, beat people up, because it doesn't make any story changes, right? Because what you do after the game, because Batman's technically dead, whatever you do when you're just wandering around the world, obviously doesn't happen in terms of the story. So I don't think it matters if, Red Hood drops in and starts murdering people, because that didn't happen in terms of story. It's just what the player wants to do for fun. And I'm really surprised they never did this, because of course you can play as these characters in challenge maps, Predator and combat ones. But when it actually comes to just free roaming and playing the game, because Arkham Knight actually includes people after the game, in a lot of the games, especially in Asylum, you don't really have, once you beat the game, you have nothing to do. You don't have people to beat up. In City, you do a little bit, in Origins, to a lesser extent. But in this game, there's, full-on groups just on the street still, even after you beat the game. So that, of course, gives you something to do. But eventually it gets boring just playing as Batman. And I think that it was definitely a missed opportunity not letting players play as the other characters and use the other skins just in free roam. But that is actually it for today's video. This was a bit of a shorter one. I have a bigger video coming out very soon, so I hope you guys stay tuned for that. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Consider subscribing and liking the video, and I hope to see you in the next video.